What a year it's been for Manchester United. January, Wayne Rooney breaks Sir Bobby Charlton's goal-scoring record with a late free kick at Stoke City to grab a point for Manchester United and to make him the club's greatest goal scorer. He was linked with a move to China earlier in the month, but rumours turned to reality for some players, with Memphis joining Lyon, Schneiderlin going to Everton, but no players come in the other direction. United cruised past Yapstam's Reading in the FA Cup and beat Wigan, with Axel Tuanzebe and Joel Pereira making their first team debuts. January is also the time of the League Cup semi-finals, and United go through despite defeat in the second leg against Hull and make it to the Wembley final. The month ends with a draw at Old Trafford against Liverpool thanks to a late Zlatan Ibrahimovic goal, but United end the month in 6th.
Into February, and United beat Blackburn in the 5th round of the FA Cup, and we got to speak to ex-Red and United legend Wes Brown before the game. 6 wins in all competitions is a good run for the Reds that includes Pogba versus Pogba.
I really bought into the Pogba versus Pogba thing, like I loved it, and he came out and he did a little push and I was like, yeah!
Annoyingly, the club is still 6th at the end of the month in the Premier League. However, 7 goals in 7 games for Zlatan Ibrahimovic culminates in an 87th minute winner in the League Cup final, and my nerves were shredded.
That was absolutely incredible, and it was one of those scenarios where we're winning 2-0, we could have won 4-0, and everybody here would be like, yeah, decent, won the League Cup, that was nice, wasn't it? How exciting is that though, to be 2-0 up, to get to 2-2, that's a proper game of football where that's what you enjoy, when your nerves are shredded. And I spent most of the game watching it with Dave, like, oh God, thinking we're going to completely blow this. And it's so much more exciting and it's so much more satisfying to get it in the last minute.
Into March then, somehow we saw Howson and McCullough manage to blag their way into the BBC studio with Dan Walker. Where was my invite, lads? What's going on? And we went out of the Cup, of course, at Stamford Bridge to Chelsea. Very dodgy red card to Ander Herrera, finished 1-0, but definite cause for complaints for United fans. We cruised past Rostov in the Europa League. Mkhitaryan and Mata getting both the goals. We also got a real random fan cam after this game. Who saw this one coming? Paulie Malignaggi. Is that how you say his name?
I am with Paulie Malignaggi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
How are you?
Also, a player that I was really excited for when he arrived at United, Bastian Schweinsteiger, absolute footballing legend, had to leave the club, didn't really work out for him, but we wish him all the best. He left for the MLS. Love Bastian.
The flag is at half-mast this morning as Bastian Schweinsteiger leaves Manchester United to join Chicago Fire over in the MLS.
And we did finish the month in 5th place, a 3-1 win at the Riverside, and 4th place still firmly in our sights.
In April, Marcus Rashford's extra time winner against Anderlecht took us past them in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. However, Rojo and Zlatan did both end their seasons for Manchester United.
Yeah, it's going to be a big miss, especially like it was meant to be the Stockholm final, it was meant to be for him, statue outside, and now that looks like it's not going to happen. It's a bit upsetting.
Drew 0-0 at the Etihad, and the home draws were stacking up. Everton, Swansea and West Brom all taking points at Old Trafford, with the Everton game becoming a low point in some of the fan season.
This is not down to Jose, this is down to every player on that pitch. Rojo, Fellaini, De Gea, all of them tonight not delivering.
Jose did manage to have his revenge on the champions-elect Chelsea with a tactical masterclass as he beat Chelsea 2-0 at Old Trafford.
It's May, and Herrera's performances are everybody talking about him being a potential Manchester United captain. And we got past Celta Vigo because of Marcus Rashford's unbelievable free kick in the semi-final. Then we started throwing games. We lost 2-0 at the Emirates.
You lot came in, you had a plan, innit? You wanted to come stifle the game, and you did that in the first half. But then it took that madness from Xhaka to open it.
So we lost 2-1 at White Hart Lane. We had a little bit of a joy against Crystal Palace. We saw loads of debuts from Manchester United. Demi Mitchell, Angel Gomez looking fantastic, but Josh Harrop scoring an absolutely beautiful goal. Then Rachel Riley reviewed the season for us.
I think Jose's had a hard job. Because he's come in, and in where Sir Alex has built for 5 years ahead, Jose's come in with 3-4 different people's views of what United should be, and the team is not one person's idea of what the team is.
And we finished 6th, but all was not lost because we headed to Sweden for the Europa League final where we controlled the game against Ajax. We won 2-0 thanks to Pogba and Mkhitaryan, and Manchester United are back in the Champions League.
It's June and all the transfer talk is going absolutely crazy. Griezmann, are we going to get him? It doesn't look like it. Lukaku? Maybe, but everyone says he's going to Chelsea. Michael Carrick also has a very well-deserved testimonial, gets a great bunch of ex-players down to Old Trafford for him. Then, Victor Lindelof.
And Manchester United have dropped one tonight, which is a very strange one for them, and that is that they have agreed terms with Benfica for the transfer of Victor Lindelof.
Who are we going to get next? They're all going to come flooding in. Morata? Maybe? Perisic? Who knows? Bebe is coming back.
In July, Wayne Rooney left Manchester United with 559 appearances, 253 goals, and an absolutely stonking trophy haul. What a career he had at Manchester United. He was one striker out and one striker in, as Manchester United also secured the signature of Romelu Lukaku to lead our attack going into the new season. United was off on tour to America again, and while we was there, we played against Manchester City, Barcelona and Real Madrid. We also had a game in Norway, but away from the tour, Full-Time Devils made our 11-a-side debut, and we played Arsenal Fan TV. If you've not seen that, you definitely need to go and check that out. The month was finished in a great way as Manchester United announced the official signing of Nemanja Matic to bolster our midfield.
Anybody smell that? Yeah, it kind of smells like the greatest month in the football in Canada, that's right. It was August, and football came back. And although we started with a loss to Real Madrid in the Super Cup final, we started the Premier League season with 3 wins on the bounce, 9 points, 10 goals, none conceded. And the pride, the passion, the belief, the optimism, the heart was back at Old Trafford. Not to mention we re-signed the Lion himself, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and the entire United faithful were looking forward to the lineup of R.I.P. Romelu Ibra Pogba. It was going to be absolutely devastating. Josie, on the other hand, was looking forward to a 4th signing, but the window closed. No signing was made. The question is, was that always destined to hurt us in the future?
A 2-2 draw was the only blip in an otherwise perfect 6 wins out of 7 games in September. And we were sticking goals past teams, 22 in 7 matches. Champions League football also returned to Old Trafford, and with 2 big wins to start off the group stage, we were looking perfect. And away from the real thing, the FIFA ratings got announced.
Manchester United's player ratings for the game, FIFA 18. It's released on the 29th of September.
Right, it is time now for something a little bit different. Let's cross now to Jeff Shreves.
Yes, thank you, Simon. In a real debate, it's the battle of the YouTubers. To my left from Manchester United, it's Full-Time Devils. And to my right from Liverpool, we have Red Men TV. And you've probably spotted a couple of interlopers as well on either end.
In October, after international break, we come back to a boring 0-0 draw at Anfield. Jose beating a Pochettino Spurs side, and then somehow we lost 2-1 away at Huddersfield, which was very, very disappointing day for all Reds. A couple of control wins against Benfica in the Champions League put us well up front and top of the group. And Sir Alex Ferguson made us all motivated with an inspirational speech he gave.
Nobody comes to your door and bangs on your door and gives you money. Believe me, you have to go out that bloody door and earn it. And working hard is definitely a talent, believe me.
In November, another 1-0 defeat at Stamford Bridge left us 8 points behind in second place. But hold the damn phone! Adam and Housen got to speak to the king himself, Eric Cantona.
Have you got any last words before we leave? Do you want to leave us with a quote, anything inspirational for the people at home? Eric, you're the king. December sees Manchester United beat Arsenal at the Emirates. We love beating the Gooners, and Jesse Lingard milli rocks in front of the United fans to make it even better. But then we lose the Manchester derby to fall even further behind Manchester City in the Premier League title race. And the month gets a little bit worse with defeat in the League Cup quarter-finals. At Championship side, Bristol City, late sucker punch too. There were positives though in December. Angel Gomez signed his first professional contract at Manchester United to stay at the club for the foreseeable future, and that's something to be really excited about. And with United sitting second in the league and still in the Champions League, plenty to look forward to in 2018, and signs that Manchester United are still moving forward under Jose Mourinho.